Hello everyone, this is TheMagiBum here, and I'm going to bring you another Starcraft 2 commentary, and yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these Starcraft commentaries, but figured I'd get back into the spirit of things. I've been playing a lot of Dota 2 actually, and that's kind of been what's been distracting me, I guess, from playing more Starcraft 2, but I'm getting back into it now. This is, yeah, so since I'm new to it again, I'm going to be a bit rusty, but hopefully I'm going to be versing not so difficult player, but I'm in the Platinum League, and yeah, people tend to be a bit tough. So the person I'm going to be versing today is VxPhoenix, and yeah, I played a bunch of ZvZs just before this, and yeah, they turned out about as interesting as the ZvZ normally turns out. So yeah, what we got here is it looks like he's going for a gateway kind of opening. He's going to wall off at the top of the ramp rather than at the bottom or where his nexus will be. I know a lot of people usually wall off around here. Like, although the ramp is a good place to wall off, people usually use their nexus as part of the wall, and then the entrance is kind of like this, in a way. So they'll have like a forge there, like a gateway there, and then the nexus will be here, and then all they have to do is block off this part here, and then there's only one entrance. So you see he's gone here. He hasn't spotted anything. I scout him with the drone. And I'm like, well, actually, I don't actually see that, so it's kind of bad on my part. But I think I see the probe here with my overlord, so I'm like, okay, I guess he's not here, because he would have taken his time. So I figure, you know what, if I can go for it, I'm going to go for fast expand, because a fast expand, it's very powerful against a gateway opening, but just because you can't cannon rush it. But what I do also is I put a drone here just to block it off, because they can still throw down a forge, wait for 300 gas, and then drop down 3 pylons and a cannon at the bottom there. So if I can deny that, then I'll be in a good position. So he's going to scout my base. He's going to see that I've gone for a fast expansion, and he's going to be a bit pissed off that, like, I got away with it, I guess. But yeah. So now I'm going to get my drone scout in, and what I'm doing right now is I'm blocking him from putting his cybernetics core, but I wasn't in the right spot, so he just kind of put it there anyway. But yeah, like, this is a fairly big gap anyway, so it'll take like 2 zealots to block it off. I see him chrono boosting this, so I'm like, you know what, I better get out of it. Like, he might be going for some form of aggression, like a 4-gate or a 3-gate expand with like heavy aggression or something like that, or maybe Blink Stalker all in or something like that. So like, obviously something might possibly bad will happen, so I need to take my gas. Usually if a Protoss goes for a forward fast expand, you can delay your gas long enough to get a whole bunch of drones out. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how much a gas this early on puts you behind, like in the later game, just because you're not mining as much minerals, and like, if you look now, I'm missing 3 drones, which would otherwise be in the minerals, so that's 3 drones less than I'm mining, and if I had those extra drones, I would be saturating this base a lot faster. But yeah, so the thing about like these non-forward fast expand builds is you have to scout with an overlord a lot earlier. So I have an overlord here ready to come in. The first thing I want to see is the second gas, because I've already seen this gas here. So the first thing I have to look at is the second gas. If I see the second gas, then I know he's going to go for some form of defensive play with sentries and stuff like that, or he's going to be teching. So either way, it's going to take a long time for him to build up an army and attack me, which means I can drone up longer. But since I don't see that gas, I have to assume that he's doing something aggressive. And then what I do see is I see 2 more gateways. So I'm assuming that he's either put like hidden another gateway here, or hidden like somewhere, or maybe not even over there at the corner, but maybe he's put something here. So I'm making sure I scout this entire base, but I only see 3 gateways. And also this gateway seemed a bit late, so it's kind of a bit strange. Now what I've seen here as well is he's put a pylon down here, so it looks like he's going to try and be aggressive. But and he's put down a lot of pylons actually, which is actually costing him a lot of money. He's going to have to cancel a couple of these just so he can warp and stuff. But yeah, his warp gate is actually very far away from done, so I don't know why he did this. Like, I'm hoping he cancelled. Yeah, he cancelled this, but did he cancel this? Yeah, he cancelled that as well. So at least he's like being responsible with that. So now I've started building lings, and this is partly like my way of defending. I usually try and go for spine crawler with Queen Energy, or kind of Queen Energy, I guess, and what's called Zerglings for buffering. But the thing is, he's going for a lot of zealots, which is kind of it's really good against what I do. But the spine crawlers should help, and the queens also should be able to tank a bit. This is a really good pylon placement, by the way. If anyone's playing as Protoss, you should really consider putting a pylon there if you plan on being aggressive, because obviously I didn't see that. So now I've got all these Zerglings and I want to be able to use them, so I'm going to walk into a whole bunch of zealots and be like, oh crap, this isn't very good. And it looks like he cancelled the Nexus. I didn't actually see that. I only saw there was no Nexus there. And he tried blocking off with a pylon, but I managed to get in. I'm going to start wreaking havoc. So if we look at the workers killed, we can see I'm going to start killing off a couple of workers, I guess. And if we look at the workers all together, I'm already ahead at the moment, and he's on 1 base, I'm on 2. So my economy should be a lot better, and right now it's at 0, his is at 0 just because he's not mining anymore. So any chance I get to delay his mining is good for me. So now I see him coming back with probes, so I'm going to try and pick off a few more. So if we look at the probe count now, it's 16, and I've killed 6, 15. And he's not building any at the moment. You really should be chrono boosting up probes again, just because he's so low down now. Like, this is really bad for him, he's at 14. And if we look over here, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be droning up behind this, I think. Or maybe getting some roaches out, actually. Yeah, I got a roach warren on the way. So, yeah, and he's still not mining, jeez. That's kind of ridiculous, but he's got a lot of zealots, and this is really scary. Like, I actually died to this many zealots just because I haven't seen how powerful it is. But I managed to see the robotics facility, and this is kind of like a tell that he's not going for something that's ridiculously, I don't know, crazy or anything. Like, now he's going for a Twilight Council. But if I see this, I know he hasn't teched up to Dark Templar just yet, so I'm feeling relatively safe. I don't have to put a Spore Crawler down, or I've got a lair already, so that's kind of good. I guess I can get a Overseer. But I noticed that he had a pile in here, so it looked like he wanted to expand, but I need to make sure that he does expand, because a lot of Protosses will just pretend that they expand and then all in you. But if I look at my base right now, I feel like I've got enough units here. I've sent 4 roaches here, because sometimes they might put a warp prism, because he has got a robo. I can expect him to get a warp prism out and warp and stuff over here. And that can be really powerful if he has like a immortal in there and stuff like that. So if I have at least 4 roaches there, I can deny that at least a little bit. Now here comes this observer. I don't actually see this observer just because it's invisible and everything, but yeah, and this pylon seems to be still there. And I don't know if I can actually see the next hatchery that's there, but you might want to see it again. So here comes his Nexus now, and there goes my Zergling. So I see that he's expanding again, and this makes me extremely happy, because what that means is I can drone up even more, and I can even take my 3rd base if I want to. So there you go, I'm taking my 3rd base right now. You can see the hologram or whatever. And yeah, do I actually see this? No, I don't see it. So that's a really good pylon placement right there. It actually looks like it's designed for that, because there's a lot of like surface area to warp and stuff. So now here comes my like, what I hate on this map is the fact that a Protoss player can take 3 bases very easily and just wall off here and break down the rocks and get out through here if they want to, or like at least just wall off here with cannons and stuff and be able to defend all 3 bases from one location. And oh, here we go. We got a Dark Shrine on the way, I guess. So he's gone up to 4 gateways, and he's going for a Dark Shrine too. So like, this is kind of weird, because he put like, how much does it cost for a robotics facility? It's like 100 gas. So that 100 gas, and he took a delayed gas too. So this Dark Shrine is incredibly delayed. Like, usually on one base you can get a Dark Shrine at about 6 minutes 45, 7 minutes kind of thing. Like, you can actually warp in units at that point in time. But you can see even now, I'm like, you know what? He's got a robotics facility, but if he like quickly rushes to Dark Templar, then I'm still gonna have some defense. So now I'm gonna move out and see if I can put some pressure on him, because I've actually. Well, have I researched it? No, I'm researching +1 right now, but yeah, I don't know. I think I see the blur over here though, because I didn't actually have this on my hotkey for some reason. So luckily my 2 Spine Crawlers managed to destroy those 2 Dark Templar, but destroy one of those Dark Templar, but 2 of these Dark Templar are going to get out, and they're probably going to go home and become an Archon or help with defense and stuff. But yeah, this pylon's still here, and do I still see it? No, I don't see it. So yeah, it looks like he's just going to be macroing up. If we look at the worker count, I'm at 40, he's at 30, but like 40 workers for 3 bases is really horrible at the moment. I'm waiting on, yeah, here we are, 54. I've got a huge drone count thing boost now. Now I'm actually going for Infestors at the moment, and what I usually like to do against Protoss is go for Infestor into Broodlord, just because it's such a powerful composition, and it's good to like practice microing your Infestors and Broodlords, just because it's such a powerful composition, and if you can practice with it and get better, then you can end up just doing a lot of damage. So now as Dark Templar comes in, and it gets 3 kills, 1 Zergling, and I'm missing 2 drones. But I run my drones away, kill it, find this pylon, kill it. Still have my Overseer here. Like, this is the part where I'm like, oh crap, he's probably gonna bait one here so they can sneak a Dark Templar into my main. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna build some Spine Crawlers here, and yeah, that way I can just move this if he gets into my main base. So yeah, it looks like he's gonna be, like I said before, I'm pretty sure he was gonna make an Archon there. So Archon Immortal is pretty powerful, but it's extremely gas intensive, which means that you can have either a lot of Zealots or just not a lot of Stalkers, I guess. So Like, the way I see it is, I got +1/+1 almost on the way. Yep, +1's almost on the way, and the carapace will be done soon. And I'm not sure, but I think I built... No, I didn't build any more roaches. So I got a whole bunch of roaches here, so I might as well use them. There's no point in like sitting back and relaxing with them. What this Protoss player should have done really is built a gateway and forge and stuff over here, just to help defend. The problem is he's got zealots only, so he's like it wouldn't benefit him to have a wall. It would actually hinder him. But if you look here, like roaches are just so much better against zealots in general that it's just not worth it to, I don't know, engage that. So what he should have done here was run back, warp in, run back, warp in, possibly use probes to defend. But like he's so far behind from the start. Like I was on 3 bases when he was still getting his like second base up, and like his main base is almost mined out too. So now if you look here, he's in a really bad spot. He doesn't have enough gas for yeah, I guess he has gas for sentries, but he wants to build stalkers instead because that's the kind of ratio you have with stalkers, and stalkers are relatively good against roaches, although not like completely good. But yeah, like I said before, if he'd used the wall to build more gateways, then he would have had more gateways and hence been able to spend his money a lot better. So now it looks like I'm going to be rallying more lings here. This is always good to do because one, it doesn't take any gas, so you can spend your gas on other stuff like infestors, which I'm going for now. Funny thing is, I actually rallied some infestors here too, so I was like, you know what, I rallied infestors, I might as well use them. Another thing I got was what's called Overlord Speed. This affects the Overseer as well, and this is good for picking off Dark Templar relatively good. Well, yeah, you can pick them off pretty good. So here comes a fungal growth, just like yeah, it's pretty much game over. It was game over since when he started with the wall off and lost a whole bunch of probes early on. He was on like 14 probes at one point, so it's not the best thing for him. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of stuff back home. I'm denying his third base if he had it. I'd killed off his second base. He's stuck on 1. I was actually thinking that the reason why he hadn't left yet is because he took like one of these bases maybe. But yeah, it looks like he was just a bit stubborn to leave the game early on. And the good thing is I got burrow as well, so I can burrow all these injured roaches. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be bringing you some more Starcraft commentary because Starcraft is an awesome game, and I feel like it needs to be broadcasted, I guess. This is weird. I think I took drones off the gas, didn't I? Yeah, I did. And I didn't put them back in. I sometimes do this when I'm going for a roach play. When I'm on 2 bases and I'm going for roaches, I put four drones all together because if I only have 3, I have extra minerals, and I don't like building zerglings against what's called that amount of zealots. So I just kind of took another gas, took 1 off each, and that usually gives me the money to build roaches. But luckily, he didn't really attack me until like ever, I guess. So it turned out to be alright. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.